What's up, everyone? It's Circus. So I'm going to be doing my Alien Earth Episode 7 spoiler review. So it does contain spoilers, even though they'll probably be all over the place. You know how I do. But this episode completely shows when you lose control. When you think you have control and you lose control that fast. Because it happens a lot to everybody in this episode, except for Kirsch. Kirsch is staying calm, cool, and collected. I like Kirsch. Kirsch, I don't know, man. Why do I feel like he's a well and Utani plant as well? It might come out as that. But it starts off with Smee and Slightly. So, you know, Smee's like, you know, they homeboys. So he goes in there and then he sees that he has, and poor Arthur just never had a chance in this. The only pure person in here just has no chance. None. So the facehugger's on there, and that was pretty interesting to see that Slightly tried to like give him some water or something like that, and it still rejected it. So it is a kind of a, like, the facehugger is, we've always known that it is a life support system to the host. So, you know, the embryo can eventually grow. So that was pretty cool to see. And then we got Smee coming in there. Smee's like, what the hell? And at first Smee's like, I ain't gonna help you. So this is when you actually see Smee. These are grown-up problems now. You need to stop running around like a little kid. You're the only one still kind of doing it in the show. It was funny at the beginning, but it's getting kind of old. And I like how they toned it down. He's acting a little bit more, because they got to grow up fast. I mean, they have all these complex brains, and they're these hybrids. Like yeah, it's just showing that I don't think, and you know what, Nibs in this episode is like the Oracle. She's been telling everybody, yo, something's off. I don't think, basically, one way or the other, she's been hinting at like, no, we're something new. That was me, and we get a scene for that. So we see the lab. They're going over the lab, and they're catching the fly. And so the flies are obviously not going after Kirsch for some odd reason at all, which is pretty interesting because he's in the lab with the fly, and then they get the flies and they trap it, and then they're looking at Mr. Teocellus, which I think is the anti-hero of the show. He wants that showdown, that second showdown, man, with the Xenomorph. I'm telling you, he wants round 2. So he'll do everything. So I don't think he directly did. He saw what the fly could do to hybrid or synthetic, because it's very smart. We figured that out. It knows how to communicate. So, like, I do like how Boy Cavalier is like, yeah, let's shut this thing down. Move this thing. There's something up with it. I want it separated from everything. And yeah, get Wendy, because Wendy comes in, and when she starts communicating with it, so she's all in. She's communicating with it. It thinks it's the queen. It really does. That is their first. That's their queen. So we get that. Then she's going to get Nibs and everything, and then Curly, we get that scene, and Dame Sylvia gets kind of scolded by Boy Cavalier, because like, you didn't know anything. I think you did. And there's a scene when he says straight up, when they're like, they need to find a host, a human host, because now we know that it communicates. I know he's going to try and use Dame because he's pissed off at her. He doesn't really need her. Like, they're just kind of there so he doesn't have to do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's going to happen. So we know that Teocellus is, why I keep saying Teocellus? It's Ocellus, right? The eyeball. So we know it has a high form of communication. Very high. And if you put it in a human, I'm pretty sure it'll be able to talk. We're probably going to get to see that. Yeah, but then we got the scene with Arthur and all that. And so Hermes, Joe or whatever, is going to try and escape. So he tells his sister, and she's like, we need to get out of here, whatever. And she's like, no, I can't leave then. So he's like, all right, grab as many as you can. Let's just get some out of here. Let's get him out of here. So they go there. Obviously, Curly's like, she's a I don't know. She's got like Stockholm syndrome for a hybrid, so she just wants to stay there, but she promised she won't say anything. And then we get Nib said, who cares? We're all going to die. We're going to die on this island. Oh, well. And you know what? She's really telling the truth. I think she is an oracle. She's predicting everything. Old Nib's over there. Right. So we got that. So they're trying to escape and they go through some stuff, get through whatever. And then we pan back to kind of with, what am I missing here? Because there's an important scene. Oh, we got them talking about that. And then Kirsch. So they're trying to get, Arthur back or out. And then they run into Kirsch. It seems like Kirsch is 20 steps ahead of everybody. And he's like, I know, I could see. I didn't tell anybody, but I know. Take the emergency elevator. And they're kind of looking at him like, why is he helping us? But we find out why. So we got they're transporting Arthur, and then this scene is it's sad, especially for Arthur. Because they're like, no, you're going to be okay. We're going to your wife. And then he starts remembering stuff. And he was like, basically told the kids, you need to learn how to lie because you look scared. So I know something's going. So let's go back. So I guess they were going to go back. And then the chest burster comes out. That thing gets out. They try to take the body back. We see the Special Forces, Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon come out of the water like so over the top. You guys could have just chilled under the overhang there. Like, you didn't have to totally be in the water. I mean, I don't know what the extra stealth was for. So we got all that. So they get the two hybrids, and they're looking for the xenomorph that has gotten away, a little bit, baby xenomorph, which eventually gets caught by Kirsch. So we don't know who caught it, but when they did the netting, I was like, they didn't have that there because they weren't there yet. They weren't that far enough. So Kirsch has the upper hand yet again, but I think he's just tired of Boy Cavalier telling him like he's inferior when he's so much better. And he's like, yeah, I may be a retired model that they're retiring eventually, but I'm still smarter than you. So I think he's got a plan to, he may be the cause of all this to go to shit. So we get where Wendy, Joe, and Nibs are they're getting off the island, and then they get caught by the Weyland-Yutani Special Forces. And this scene right here, bro, when she called that damn xenomorph Wendy, bro, that was probably the most gruesome I've seen a xenomorph kill. And there's a part in there that cracked me up. I don't know why I find it funny, but if you look at it, watch it again. He's got a guy on the ground. He's like ripping his throat out or whatever. And then friggin' somebody shoots him. And he's like, the way he looks, he's like, he double takes. He does it to the guy again. He's like, God, and just runs over like frustrated and friggin' takes that guy. I'm like, dude, you had time to run, man. What are you doing? Like, run. Right, because that dude had plenty of time to get the hell out of there because he was killing all the other ones and he was right on the side. As you watch it, you'll see. But yeah, so now Joe sees that he's starting to feel like this ain't my sister, and it's not. I don't think it worked because they came up on the graves earlier, and then she was like, that used to be my name, Nibs. That used to be who I was. That's not me. I don't think they did an implant. I think they messed it up. I think they put them in Synth's body and it's messed up. They should have just done them as Synth, has Synth start off the assembly line, but it's just not. It didn't work. I really think it didn't work at all. Like, it's just imprinted memories from somebody else there, like that it's not a transfer of consciousness. They're hinting at it the whole show. So you get all that. So then you get so they're taking the kids back, right? So they find Slightly and Smee, and then they're taken back in the facility because they were going to try and get something. They got to get some specimens out of there. So then they're ambushed by Kirk, and I can't wait for the banter between those two, Kirsch and Morrow, when he's like finders keepers. Oh man, so Kirsch got everything. He's on everyone. And then they're trying to escape off on the boat. Nibs, Wendy, and Joe. And obviously, it was a setup. You think they're just going to leave a lone boat out there, especially during the lockdown? That's the first place they would have sent people, probably by helicopter, to watch to make sure nobody gets off the island. Come on, people. Come on. So they're going there, and then some of his old friends are there, and they're like, we can't, you got to go back. You got to take him back. We can't let you leave. He's like, just let me leave. And then she starts to talk to the xenomorph to come down, and he covers her mouth and he says, no, don't do it. Don't do it. She's like, all right, let me see how you're going to do it, because you're the one that wanted us to get off the island at all costs, but you don't want to do what you have to do to get us off the island. And I felt Wendy when she was like looking at him like, yo, you talked me out of here to go. You talked me out of, and now you're going back on it. I'm so freaking confused with you. Like, just because these people are in our way, we can take them out. But he doesn't want that. And then they're talking all that shit. And then Nibs is like, yo, once he grabbed her toy, yo, stop messing with these. They're already all over the place, bro. Like, emotionally. Yo, she just crushes that dude's jaw and starts like wrecking. She's just taking shots, like whatever. And then, you know, they get into the fight and everything like that. And then Joe shocks Nibs. So Wendy's like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? I thought we were getting off this island. Now you're the one person we were bringing that I brought that I could get over here. Like, this was your plan to get off the island, dude. And now we can't because you don't want to do what's necessary. Now Wendy's going to start looking at him like, and I'm thinking he's already looking at her too, like, yeah, that ain't my sister, bro. But I don't know. This is going to be a mess this next episode, because we're going to see. I know we're going to see some banter between Morrow, or back and forth between Morrow and that, and then what is it, Adam, the butler dude? He's like, bro, we should just like stop separating. That's another smart dude. He's like, stop separating all these things. And he makes sense. He was like, if you put them in all different places around here, it's going to be harder to contain them if they get out. It's it's basic mathematics. You spread it all over the place, it can come from every angle instead of containing there. You see what happens? We couldn't even contain it in the lab, bro. But Boy Cavalier just wants to use the eyeball for something. Now, I'm pretty sure it's Dame Sylvia that, yeah. So you may be meeting your husband pretty soon. Okay. I don't know how that's going to work, because are we going to see, like, I don't know. Maybe find someone. Maybe he's not talking about Dame, because he did say he wanted some people with low IQ. I was like, this dude is such a douche. Boy Cavalier is such a low IQ. Oh, the mold. So we finally got to find, because I was like, what are they spraying? So those are the mold guys. They spray to kill the mold. Okay, it makes sense now. So it's not like some hidden thing like they're trying to cover something up. They spray mold, because he was like, yo, get one of them low IQ mold sprayer people, and we'll try and see if it can evolve and make it smart. So we're going to have that. So we're going to see some human testing. Well, how many episodes we got left? Is it 8 or is it 8 episodes? 8. So we got 8. So we're actually the real monster, to be honest with the humans. We are. Those they could have been left where they are. We brought them here, and then we expect that we can try and contain them, which shows, straight hubris, I guess. I don't know. So we're at 8. I think it's 9 episodes. Alien Earth episodes. Let's see. Oh, that is going to be the last episode. Okay, so next week's going to be the last episode. So hopefully it ends off with a bang. They probably need to make this one a little bit longer. I know they're around 45 minutes to an hour, but this probably needs to be an hour and 15 minutes to wrap everything up. But who knows? I mean, this could be the end. We're about to see. Or are they going to keep... I don't know. Could you stretch this out one more season? Might be able to. But you're getting close to when the Nostromo is going to take off. So you got 2 years. So you could do 2 seasons. Because the Nostromo is going to take off. And then... So this is what... The Prodigy's not around at that time. It's Wayland. Well, now it's been retconned, or... now it's Wayland Yutani throughout all. So, yeah. So I don't know. That's gonna be overall. It was an okay episode. It was pretty good. Pretty good. I like to see. I like seeing everything go to shit. So, but yeah. Tell me what you think, and like, comment, and subscribe. I want everyone to subscribe. I do mean everyone.